All right. Welcome to Second Wind, Midlife Edition. My name is Troy, and whether you're dropping in here on the live stream or you're watching this on replay, we're talking about cravings today, real ones. More specifically, the three things that we can do when nicotine cravings hit. You know, so you don't give in. Hey, how you doing? Just doing a live here. 2 seconds, please. Yeah, 2 seconds, please. There, guys. Yeah. Okay, so it's okay, no problem. We just had a visitor there. The reason why someone chimed in, that was the young guy. That's because we're doing this live stream from home, and I'm doing it off my back deck. So just in case you're wondering, you can hear the birds chirping, and you'll hear some traffic probably, and who knows what else. Maybe some dogs, chickens. I don't know. It's hard to say. But anyway, so please welcome to Second Wind. This isn't theory, what we're going to be talking about today. This is what actually works when cravings hit hard. Now, I know this because as of April 19th, 2026, that's today, by the way, I'm 9 months, 4 days quit. That's 270 days smoke-free. Yeah, so this is the three things that kind of helped me, and I'd like to share them with you to see, maybe I have a feeling that they might help you as well. So the three things that I'd like to go over in this live stream is to acknowledge, reset, and revisit. Okay, we'll get into more of these here as we go along. So I just want to ask right now, as we get going, go ahead and hit the like button if you're just joining now. And also, what day are you on this quit smoking journey? Are you on day 1 or day 100? Let me know in the chat. While you do that, I'm gonna let my dogs in, or at least one. You want in? Right. Okay. Yep, the door's locked. Okay, so section 1, number 1, for the three things to do when nicotine cravings hit. Number 1, as I was just saying, was acknowledge the craving, okay? So like the main point here is that most people just try and fight the craving. Well, that's the wrong move, okay? Like a craving is just information, all right? It's your brain sending you a signal that it's time for a cigarette, right? That's it, that's all it is. Like you don't have to obey it, and you just have to name it. So what I'm saying is every time that you have a craving, maybe you're having one right now, maybe that's why you clicked on this video. And if you are, this should help a lot. And basically just by naming what it is just taking that time, just realizing that, hey, look, I know that I'm having a craving, a nicotine craving. What's the trigger, right? Taking that second just to think about it and what am I doing right now that has triggered this response of nicotine, right? Write that down. I did this early on, and it helped a tremendous amount, right? Because I started seeing patterns over time, not just in one day, but like over time. I was doing this regularly, like what time was I having this craving and what exactly was I doing? And I started noticing that it was at certain times, right? Like in the morning, first thing, when I wake up, or after meals, or getting inside the vehicle. Those types of things, like they started resurfacing at certain times. I could start breaking this down into when I was having these cravings, which is simply acknowledging the craving, and that's what we're speaking about right now. So because this craving, like, it isn't you, it's a wave, okay? If you can understand that, it's a wave. It's a 3 to 7 minute wave of like this overwhelming urge for your body to smoke, but you don't have to, right? That's your choice. Yeah, so you can watch a wave without swimming into it. So if you don't, what happens? Like, you're gonna have to find something to replace what you were doing, right? By simply acknowledging this craving. Because if you don't, stress fills it, boredom fills it, or other habits fill it. And sometimes that's not what you want. What you want it to be in full control of what's happening, right? Anyways, yeah, so when you can name what's hitting you, then you can make a plan to counter it, right? That's the whole point of acknowledging the craving. So right now, for anyone that's chimed in right now, what cravings or what triggers your cravings? Just drop it in the chat. I'd be curious to know, just to know who we're speaking with on the other side of this camera. Like, is it stress, boredom, after eating, after driving? What is it that like triggers you to want to smoke? I'll give you a second here to write some of these down. Just have a look at some of these comments here. Hey brother, I'm Indian. Right on. I'm Canadian. Yeah, it's totally in the afternoon right now here, Canada. Yeah, hey, thanks a lot. It says, keep healthy and be successful, bro. Hey, that's what we're doing. Absolutely. Hey, Tyler, what's up? Your country, Canada, as I said. And yeah, it's totally in the afternoon. Like, this is springtime and feels good, actually. This is like one of the first nice days, and that's why I'm out here on the deck, just to, hey, go over these 3 things to do when nicotine cravings hit. All right, so that was number 1, was acknowledge the cravings. Hey, Elizabeth, what's up? Okay, so number 2, when these 3 things to do when a nicotine craving hits. Number 1, acknowledge the cravings. Number 2 is the nervous system reset. This one is simple and it's often overlooked because, well, mainly I guess it goes back to trying to fight this craving and just like white-knuckling it. When you don't have to, there's ways that we can go about this to counter that urge for a cigarette. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Because like the main point here is like a craving is a physical response, right? So treat it physically. Your nervous system is activated, you don't need to bring it back down. So when you stop, as in number 1, when you stop and acknowledge the craving, okay, so you acknowledge when it's happening, now it's time to like get a hold of that craving and bring it back to you, okay? And bring it to your control. And you know, go ahead, please do ask a question. I'd like to go through each one of these 3 sections and then we'll go into a question and answer. So I'll come back to it. So go ahead, take your time, write your question. All right, so that nervous system reset. Basically, what I have done, I'm not doing it as much now, considering it's been 9 months on. For some of you that may be quitting smoking or thinking about quitting smoking, you're in those early stages, that first 30 days, maybe first 90 days. This is super handy for you. And basically, the quick tool that I want to give to you right now, it's simple, right? It's called the box breathing, okay, for lack of a better term. Basically, it's taking 4 counts of a breath in by counting in your head, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 4, out for 4, and hold for 4. And repeat that as many times as necessary until you start feeling your heart beating, because it's going to be beating fast when you're going to want a craving, when you're going through or experiencing one, and you'll start to feel your heart start to slow down, right? Do that until you come to that point. Close your eyes if you want, keep them open. You can do this while driving. I recommend just stopping everything that you're doing though and just go into this box breathing. So if you want, you can go ahead and practice it with me right now. So remember, it's a count of 4, everything. In 4, hold 4, out 4, hold 4, okay? So breathing in for 4. Oh, I can already feel it, like just starting to slow down. I was starting to hear the birds more, even just on those 2 slow counts, right? So go ahead and try that. Like, it's an excellent way to like recenter yourself, bring yourself back into control, right? Control over this nicotine craving. So basically, you're not white-knuckling it when you're doing this. You're literally resetting your nervous system. Like, remember, those cravings, nicotine cravings, whether from smoking or vaping or whatever it is, like they only last 3 to 7 minutes, okay? In the beginning, they like really get going and they come like regularly. However, as time goes on, they get better, and there's further space in between them. But regardless, they last for only 3 to 7 minutes. Like you only have to get past that. So like in step one, when you stop, acknowledge that you're having a craving. That's the time that you take a second, you take a step back, right? And you just think to yourself, okay, I'm having a craving. I think it's time. Okay, now you're in that zone where you're like, okay, I'm having a craving. what am I gonna do about it? Okay, that'll be the next step. We'll get to that. Just stay with me here. So those cravings, like I said, 3 to 7 minutes. If you can get through that window, it passes. Okay, so have you ever tried any of these, by the way? Anyone that's on here right now? Those two that I've mentioned so far, stopping, acknowledging, and resetting your nervous system. Just let me know in the comments and let me know if that's something that's actually helped you. Also, if you haven't, what does that sound like to you? Does that sound like a little crazy? I hope not, because it's not. And this is literally just something that you can do to get over this. You don't have to tell anyone, right? This is between us if you want. Mum's the word. So basically, give yourself grace. Like, you're not weak for having a craving. You're human. This is part of the process in carrying on to go through and actually quit one of the hardest things that there is and one of the worst things that you can do regularly on the daily for your body. Okay, let's move over here into the sunlight. Come on over here. Yeah, this is the deck, by the way. So proud of this deck. I rebuilt this. I totally rebuilt this last summer, and quite happy with the way that it turned out. And we're looking forward to actually getting some stuff on our deck and enjoying it this summer again, right? All right. All right. Awesome. So number 3, right? So we've gone through 2. Thank you, by the way, for writing down these questions. I will get to them here in a minute. I just want to go through the structured part of this live stream, and then we can go into the question and answer, which is totally off the cuff. And you can ask me anything, and I'll do my best to answer it. So, oh, by the way, as we get going here, actually, if anyone's out there and you're interested in quitting smoking, or you're on that journey itself, or maybe even just thinking about it, our channel might be something that would be worthwhile subscribing to. I got some good videos out there, got a couple playlists on how I quit smoking at least, and I'm starting to build this channel out. Like, we're small, but we're mighty, right? So go ahead and hit subscribe, especially if you're in that 40, over 40, 35, somewhere in there. You're kind of midlife, because this channel is much, much more than just quitting smoking. It's complete midlife transformation. And what better way to do it than by quitting smoking? Why? Glad you asked. That's because when you quit smoking, you have to change everything. You're forced to. You have no choice, because cigarettes, they creep into every single part of your life. And yeah, it's something that you just have to address, like, case by case and day by day, and work through it. And that's why you get a complete midlife transformation by quitting smoking, especially in midlife, right? Okay, so number 3, Ranger. That's the dog, Ranger. He's scratching at the door to get in. Okay, so section 3, I guess, is revisit your why. Okay, this is important. This is probably the most important thing. If there's any takeaway from this video, it is this: determining your why you're quitting smoking. Okay, this is something that is when willpower runs out, your why doesn't. Your why is what carries you through those darkest times when craving cigarettes, nicotine, right? Because it comes after the nicotine is out of your system, which, you know, that's relatively fast. There's still this mental attachment to cigarettes because it's a habit that you've built throughout your life. And especially like me, for smoking for 25 years, it's a very, very strong habits that have been formed that need to be broken, right? So having something stronger than that is the only, I wouldn't say the only way, but it's a very, very key part of actually quitting cigarettes and kicking them for good. Because when willpower fails, and it will, your why is left standing, okay? So to determine your why, just real quick, why did you quit, right? Just ask yourself, why did you quit? Or why do you want to quit? Not the general reason, like you know, it's bad for me, or everyone's on my case about it. Not those kinds of reasons. I mean, like, real specific reasons why you're quitting smoking. Like, maybe it's your health, right? Like, I quit smoking because the doctor told me. Okay, well, what did the doctor tell you? Well, he told me that I wouldn't be around in 20 years if I kept smoking. Okay, now you're starting to get somewhere. Well, why is that? Well, because of my lungs. Okay, okay. Okay, so the doctor told me this. So why is it important for my lungs? So my family has me around, right, for a long time. Okay, now we're starting to hit somewhere, right? Like, this is a deep-seated why, the reasoning for quitting smoking. That's what we're searching for. Now, each one of us are going to be different. My own personal one is largely due to that, like, being around for the long term. Not because I was told by a doctor or physician or something like this that you know, quit smoking, etc. It's just something that just it's what I want to do now, right? Like, being 45, that's where I am now. Yeah, there's so many things that I still want to do. Well, I still have to do. You know, work-wise, family-wise, like being out active with a family. Like, those things are super, super important to me. And yeah, I want to be able to do them for a long time. And by quitting smoking, I've noticed, like, my health, like, tremendously improved. Plus, if you want to connect with my wife and I, we also help people one-on-one, not necessarily quit smoking, but that stage after quitting, right? Like, what do we do after we quit smoking? About that 30-day mark. I mean, you could start this way before, but the 30-day mark. We help walk you through exactly what I'm using for wellness products to keep the cigarettes at bay. They're not, this isn't necessarily like a system that is, what do you call it, like a quit smoking thing, like a pill or a patch or something like that. No, I'm talking about like your long-term health, your future self that's going to thank you for doing steps today for improving and maintaining health so you can do what you want a long time in the future. Yeah, so that link is actually the first one in the description if you want to go check it out. There's a short form to fill out, and Andrea and I will start getting back to you to eventually working with you one-on-one. So there is that if you want to connect with us. Going back to the why, I'd like to just mention that once again, that this is probably the most important thing that you can possibly lock in to be used to quit smoking, right? Especially when those nicotine cravings hit. So, like, it's like one day further than yesterday. Like, it's still further. And every time that you have this strong urge, you can combat it with your why. So just remember that the cravings, they're temporary, right? The reason you quit is permanent. Okay, so I don't know if I have to say that again, but I think I will, because that's like a strong, strong point. Like, one day further than yesterday is still further, and the craving is temporary, yet the reason for quitting is permanent. Let that hit home. Oh, go ahead and hit like, by the way, if you're watching us live here now. Thank you, I appreciate it. So practical tool, right? It's to spend some time by yourself working out your why, but not just working it out in your head. Like that's the start of it. Like step 2 of that is to actually write down your why, like somewhere visible, whether it be on your phone, maybe in your notes, or maybe you can just jot it down on a piece of paper that you want to keep with you as you go through this, because eventually you won't need the note, because you would have gone through the cravings so many times that you would now be able just to have it like locked in, right? So just kind of tying all of this together a little bit here, you got to stop, realize that you're craving, right, a cigarette, and why, the times and things like that. You're recording. Now once you acknowledge it, you stop what you're doing, you take a second, you do that box 4 breathing, and that's the in 4, hold 4, out 4, hold 4, and do that until you can feel your heart start to slow down and you start to like get inside your head, right? Now this is happening as you're craving a cigarette, and this is how you combat it. Now the next thing, once you've like calmed right down, you just got to revisit your why. Why you quit smoking, whether it be that, and it's a deep-seated real reason why, right? Like mine, for example, being around for my family to continue teaching physical activity and working physically and with my son and my family for a long time, right? And being able to actually do these things, okay? And then ride that out. Next thing you know, 3 to 7 minutes have gone by and the craving's gone. You're free to go back to doing that thing you do, right? But next time that craving hits, you can do that exact same thing over and over and over. Works like a charm. So it may take multiple tries, but that's normal and that's human. Your why, you're determining your why will also change over time. But if you really hone in and focus in and really work through it, you'll come up with one that'll last a lifetime. Bulletproof. So now that we're live right now, if you have a why you're quitting smoking, go ahead and write it in the comments. I'd be interested to read it, and I'm sure there's other people out there that are silently watching and kind of creeping in the shadows that really needs to hear what you have to write down right now, as in determining your why and putting it in the comments. Thank you, of course. Only if you feel comfortable, right? Of course. What else I have? So there you go. So that's those three, the 3 steps to beating a craving, really. And I'd like to take this into like the question and answer. We got a few questions that we'll go back to here and see what I can come up with an answer for you. Something that, something that I really enjoy doing on these live streams are the question and answers, because this is where I feel like we really get that connection, right? Like that real life connection between you, the viewer right now, and myself, right? So yeah, any questions that anyone has, go ahead and write them down. We'll get to them one at a time here. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, so a lot of common questions, just like where you're from. I'm from Canada right now. I'm right in the center of Canada. This is like, I would say early spring. Well, April 19th, really early spring. Actually, last week, like, we had snow. There's places up north here that had like snow. We're fortunate we didn't get that. We got a little bit of rain. Yeah, you can see actually when I look over the back side of the deck here, there's still a little bit of snow, but for the most part, you can see like grass. Like she's pretty well gone, which is good because it's like springtime. And I don't know, you hear the birds. Hopefully that wind's not bothering us. Wind noise. It shouldn't be. I mean, I can just feel a little bit of wind now, but it's been pretty good. The time, afternoon. Yes, of course. This is the afternoon, like just after lunch. Actually, we're getting ready to go for a bike ride here right away. We've got some local trails. My son and I were gonna go into and go do some like wheelies, jumps, stuff like that. Teach them right. Yes. So can I say hi to Elizabeth? Yes, I can. Hello, Elizabeth. Hey to you too. Do you mind if I ask a question? No, no, please do ask a question. What are your thoughts on toxic masculinity or men when it comes to relationships? I don't know. I don't really have a question. That's like, it has nothing to do with what we're speaking about. So, anyways, pass next. Also, a different one. How do you quit vaping if you've been doing it for so long? Well, this live stream is like an introduction to that, basically, on how to handle the cravings. But I think that step prior to that is, yeah, it's determining your why. That's how you quit. That's how you start this whole thing. You gotta have a reason. You can't have other people be the reason for you, or you'll never do it. Like, say your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, your husband wants you to quit smoking because you smell. Well, that's not going to work. That's not actually going to make you do anything. For me, when that happened to me, it just made me want to smoke more. You tell me that I smoke or I stink or whatever because I smell like cigarettes or something, I'm just like, whatever. I just go out the door and go smoke more cigarettes. So, yeah, you have to decide that you don't want to smoke anymore, and you have to determine your own why. That's the powerful part. Yeah, so I think vaping, smoking, they are they're the same thing. Like, only thing is that you can vape more places than you can smoke. That's really the only difference. As far as like the actual habit, like, it's something you carry around. You carry cigarettes, you carry the vape. You're constantly buying it to keep going, like your hobby, I guess. It's like like smoking hobby, and you both are smoking, vaping, both like damage lungs and damage overall health. So, yeah, that's kind of my answer. Hopefully that answers you well. Yeah, John, you're not special either. Don't judge. Okay, mental case. Yeah, well, anyways, sure. Oh, and then we got it retracted. Okay, yeah, like, we're all just human here, you guys. Like, I don't know, smoking, like, it's not a huge thing. Like, it is. But I mean, at the grand scheme of things, like, it's just a cigarette, just a vape, but they do control you. And it's crazy, actually, how much money that you can save by, kicking that habit. Like I said, over 273 days today, didn't I say? Or I got it written down here. No, 278 days today. Day 278. For me, here in Canada, cigarettes for a pack, if over the counter, about 20 bucks Canadian. So, times that by 20. Like, it's a substantial amount of money. Like, over 1 year, you can accumulate or save, like 7,000 bucks probably. Whoa. And for me, if you go check out our channel, which I do recommend you do, yeah, you'll see there's some lives there. Or, yeah, well, yeah. Was there a live? Definitely some shorts. There's a whole string of shorts I made when I took my family to Phoenix, outside of Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, and we went there to go see family. So that all came from cigarette money, right? That would have otherwise gone to big tobacco or the government. And instead, it went to like Delta or United. I guess that's who we flew with. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I paid for that whole trip. Bikes. Right now, I'm pretty much have it. I had to use some of my own money, but from the money saved, like, I was able to get some mountain bikes, like deadly mountain bikes, for myself and my son. So you can go do these active things, which is leading into another part of my channel, eventually, about the actually going out and doing something to like improve your health, right? Not just wellness products. And by the way, if you're curious of the things that I use, the first link in the description, yeah, click on that, fill it out. You'll get to work one-on-one with myself and I, my wife and I, and we'll kind of walk you through and make you like this personalized plan of wellness products for you that you can have on the daily, that they won't replace smoking, but what they'll do is help foster long-term health, so your future self can thank you. I guarantee your future self will thank you. I can feel a huge difference by using, these wellness products. And simply by taking that money that I would be smoking, that $20 a day, just by simply putting that into a separate account and letting that accumulate monthly, instead of spending 100% of that on cigarettes, take 20% of that, and it goes back, reinvesting back into my health with the wellness products, the ones that we can help you with. Right on. So if anyone else has a question on here, please feel free to ask. We're kind of hit that 30-minute mark, and that's kind of where I wanted to be on this live stream. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and write one down. I'd be happy to answer anything you have to ask, except like something off topic. Let's see if I had anything else written down here that I wanted to speak about. I don't think so. I think that pretty much covers this live stream. Yeah, like I said, if you're watching this on repeat, hey, thanks for sticking along this far. If you're watching live, thank you also. And you have the chance right now to ask a question live. But if you do, and you are watching this on repeat, you can still ask a question. It's just I won't get back to you for a little bit, right? Because, I'm live right now, and like after I'll have to like get notified and go find it and answer your question. It's kind of how that rolls. So, I guess I'll leave you with a couple questions here. So, what do you do when a craving hits, right? I'm curious what you do when a craving hits. Maybe there's something that I missed, or I could add instead of like 3 things to do, maybe 4 things that I could do when a craving hits. Go ahead and share it in the comments now, because there's many people that will be watching this, especially future people, the ones that watch this on repeat, and anything that's down in the comments is gonna help. Because people go there and they go check them out. I know I do, when there's a good video that I enjoy watching, I go check out the comments, and it kind of gives me that view of what everyone else is thinking about this as well. Another thing, how do you handle cravings around other smokers? I'd be curious to know that too. And what's the hardest time of the day for cravings for you, and why? Yeah, so there's 3 questions that you could jot down at any time, or maybe just think about for yourself, because the more answers that you have about your habit, the easier it's going to be to systematically dismantle the habit that you built. So just to recap, the 3 things that we spoke about in this live stream was to acknowledge, reset, and revisit, right? So acknowledge that you're having a craving. Reset by doing breathing and dropping your heart rate and focusing in to your why. Revisiting your why. The why you quit, the bulletproof reason, your momentum, your wall you can lean on, right? When everything else seems difficult, is your why, right? So revisit that, and next thing you know, 3 to 7 minutes pass, and boom, you're past the craving. You did it. You're back to doing that thing you do until the next time you have a craving, which just rinse and repeat. So if nothing replaces that role cigarettes used to play, something else is gonna fill it, okay? So make sure it's one of these that I just spoke about on this live stream, right? Or you'll find yourself falling victim to starting to smoke again, because it happens to us all. They say it takes us like 6, 7, 8 tries, sometimes more, to quit smoking. Well, that's how you lead back into it. So careful, right? If you don't replace the smoking with something else, you're much more likely to fall back into smoking. So, and of course, if this has helped, this replay will be up and live forever and ever and ever and ever. So feel free to come back to this, skip through the parts if you want, and watch it again if it helps. So go ahead, hit subscribe if this channel, this message is hitting home. I appreciate you very much, and I welcome you to join our channel by subscribing, and we can tackle this together, right? The whole quit smoking journey, and not just quitting smoking, but creating a meaningful midlife transformation. So, to close, one day further than yesterday, and I'll see you in the next one.